When you're worth billions, owning a Ferrari just isn't enough. To stand out as the richest of the rich and establish yourself as the top of the wealthy pyramid, you need to slap Louis Vuitton emblems across every square inch of that Ferrari. That's exactly what one of our Dubai billionaire rich kids has done, and that's only the tip of the gold-infused iceberg. With money coming out of their ears, royal Dubai kids, as well as successors to unstoppable businessmen, are spending their parents' hard-earned cash like no tomorrow. And here's how. Dubai is a playground for the wealthy, a place where those with wallets fat enough can kick off their shoes in 7-star hotels, buy gold-lined Lambos, and yes, even invest in million-dollar camels. There's just no place on earth quite like it. They have the world's tallest skyscrapers and an endless list of out-of-this-world creations, like the man-made Palm Islands, the Museum of the Future, and Aladdin City, just to scratch at the surface. Make no mistake, Dubai is the wealthy UAE hub of the future that never ceases to amaze. And what do we associate with wealth? Gold. It isn't nicknamed the City of Gold for no reason. Aside from literally being able to withdraw gold bricks from street-side ATMs, Dubai is one of the most prosperous cities on earth. And the people there, specifically rich businessmen and their kids, aren't afraid to take some of that hard-earned cash and put it to work. It's not just fast cars and big houses over there. If you're at the top of the food chain, you own a palace. If you're in a position of power, you don't have just one private jet to fly around, but an entire fleet. Alrighty, let's focus our attention on one particular rich Dubai youngster for a moment. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Rached Saif Belhassa, aka Money Kicks. And with a moniker like that, well, you know what to expect. This Dubai rich kid, who's up to his eyeballs in his parents' money, managed to secure over 1.6 million followers online by sharing snapshots of his privileged life and his private zoo. And we don't use the term privileged lightly. Money Kicks' house is one of the most expensive in the entire city and large enough to host a huge farm packed with exotic animals. We're talking Bengal tigers, white tigers, lions, giraffes, zebras, cheetahs, panthers, chimpanzees, and more, with reports suggesting that there are 500 animals in total. Oh, and we can't forget the monkey named Paris Hilton. Can you imagine growing up with your own exotic private jungle in your backyard? That's unheard of. With property like that, Money Kicks has welcomed some of the world's most famous celebrities for years. He's grown up with the rich and famous. He's been able to create friendships with the likes of Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Shah Rukh Khan, and Khloe Kardashian, all thanks to his wealth, or his dad's wealth, rather. But the Jungle Cats and celeb besties is just the beginning. Enter the car collection. For most of us, a Ferrari is a vehicle of ultimate class and a symbol that you've made it to the big leagues. Money Kicks owns a stunning Ferrari F12 Berlinetta with a 6.3-liter V12 engine. That is impressive enough. However, apparently, a few $100,000 Ferrari just wasn't enough. He wanted to take it to the next level, so he combined one symbol of ultimate luxury with another by transforming the car with a Louis Vuitton and Supreme full-body wrap. Get this though, when he bought the car back in 2017, he wasn't even old enough to drive it. Where does the rest of Rached Saif Belhassa's money go? To shoes, for one. He owns a $1 million trainer collection, which includes a matching set of shoes and a bag to accompany the Louis Vuitton-wrapped Ferrari. If he's not old enough to drive one car, he's certainly not old enough to drive two, and yet he also owns a Yeezy-inspired Cadillac Escalade, worth $100,000. So where does all the money come from? The short answer is Dad. Money Kicks is the son of an extremely high-profile Emirati billionaire and entrepreneur, Saif Ahmed Belhassa. He's been named on the list of the world's 100 most powerful Arabs, owns Dubai's largest swimming pool construction company, as well as a number of other moneymakers across energy, transportation, trading, real estate, advertising, technology, and educational industries. Saif Ahmed Belhassa might be an extremely wealthy and successful businessman, but his success and his bank balance don't even come close to one particular Dubai family. We're talking, of course, about the royal family, with Dubai's ruling sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum leading the household. The Dubai royal family has almost $20 billion in cold hard cash just sitting in the bank, just asking for one of the 30 royal children to spend it. Yeah, you heard that right, 30 kids from 6 wives. Anyway, with gold palaces, extravagant vacations, and some of the world's largest super yachts, and more cars than you would ever need. As you're about to see, the rich kids coming from the royal bloodline live quite the lavish, exorbitant life. Of all the royal Dubai rich kids, there's one in particular who is known for his extravagance. That would be Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, also known as the Crown Prince of Dubai, and also more colloquially known as Fazza. Just Fazza. Why? Because that's his handle on Instagram, where he goes to flaunt all of his wildly expensive private yachts, vacations, cars, and camels. That's right, camels. We'll get to that other stuff in a moment, but for now, it's all about the camel. How much do you think is a reasonable amount to buy a camel? Couple of thousand, perhaps? What if it was a really expensive one? Maybe 10 grand at most, right? Well, hold on to your humps, people, because Fazza went ahead and bought one for a whopping $2.7 million. To rub salt into the wound, on that same day, he bought another 11. Yep, 11 more camels, and ended up spending close to $4.5 million bucks. If you ask us, that would pretty much be the definition of excessive. Although that price tag still doesn't come anywhere near his yacht. Fazza calls his yacht Smeralda, and it was bought for, oh boy, $70 million. Spread across its 252-foot deck, the yacht has enough room for Fazza and 11 of his closest, richest friends to sleep, as well as dedicated areas for 24 crew members who cook, clean, steer, and just about answer to any other command that the rich kid throws at them. Ordinarily, you'd say that owning a 250-plus foot yacht is a little excessive, but remember, these are rich kids of Dubai that we're talking about. Just like Fazza decided to buy multiple camels, he also has access to multiple yachts. Sharing with his brother Mansour, who we'll touch on later, and the rest of the royal rich kids, Fazza can take another behemoth of a yacht, the 532-foot-long Dubai, out for a spin whenever he pleases. With space for 48 people to sleep and a room for a crew of 88, it's no wonder that we're looking at a $400 million price tag. Rounding out the yacht party is the 183-foot Quattro El Shadow, plus the original Quattro El. Each of those belong to Fazza. Ka-ching! There goes another few $100 million. If we go from water to land, Fazza's got a garage stuffed full of more expensive high-end supercars than you could ever imagine. When he's not driving his $200,000 Mercedes-AMG SLS, look out for him cruising through the desert highways in his luxury performance Mercedes G63 AMG. That one's only worth $150,000. And that's all the cars he owns. Nah, gotcha. He's also happily spent his family's money on a Ferrari LaFerrari worth $2.2 million, a Lamborghini Veneno worth $4.5 million, a McLaren P1 which sells for $1.15 million, and a Bugatti Veyron, which ranges from $1.7 million to $3 million. He's got a $300,000 Ferrari F12 and an Aston Martin 177, which goes for about $1.87 million. Did you know that Aston Martin doesn't really consider the 177 a car, but instead it calls it, get ready for this, an automotive art form? Oh, come on. While Fazza doesn't own these next two cars, we couldn't help but mention the fact that the royal family boasts a Lamborghini and a Range Rover, each covered in solid gold. Alright, enough about the Crown Prince. While he's definitely the most out there and vocal of all the royal rich kids, he's not the only one who likes to spend big. Let's take a look at another of Dubai's billionaire rich kids, Fazza's brother and another royal, Mansour. Sure, Mansour has bought a few extremely big-ticket items like the 164-foot Benetti Yacht Code 8 for $15 million bucks, but for him, the focus is more about travel and living every day to its fullest. And when you're worth that much and can afford that level of luxury, you are bound to run into a few celebrities from time to time. Take a look at his Instagram, and you will quickly understand what we're talking about when we say living every day to its fullest. He has splurged on vacations all over the world. Here he is tearing up the esteemed slopes of Courchevel in the French Alps. And here he is getting some air on Mont Blanc. As you can tell, he doesn't mind some fresh powder from time to time. It doesn't even have to be snowboarding or skiing. Anything that gets the heart rate up, Mansour will happily spend on. Like bungee jumping, sand biking, surfing, or cruising around off-road in an epic dune buggy. But how does Mansour get to all of these exotic destinations? Well, how else would a billionaire offspring travel around? A private jet, of course. As part of his father's estate, Mansour can fly on not one, but two Boeing 747 BBJs. If you're not an aviation expert, the BBJ stands for Boeing Business Jet. which means that it is huge. These planes alone can seat between 25 and 50 passengers in ultimate comfort and are currently listed for between 280 and 310 million bucks. Meanwhile, here we are stuck in a cramped middle seat next to the lavatories.
I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine now.
Oh hey, by the way, if you want to learn more about the Royal Dubai family, we've got another video entirely dedicated to it. The link is in the description, so check it out afterward. Anyway, moving on. Enough of the royals. We know that they're loaded like no tomorrow, but it's time we got a broader understanding of how all of Dubai's wealthy youth splurge. Thankfully, there's an easy way to see this. In typical millennial fashion, Instagram. The young men and women featured on this account ride around in their luxury cars, flaunt their high-end designer clothes, and then show off their personal trained bodies in the summer heat. Or they spend tens of thousands of dollars on luxury penthouse suites, which come with private hot tubs and an unbeatable view over the city. Even in the winter, they're not afraid to hop on a private boat and cruise around the harbor. They take to the skies in $100,000 helicopters, cruise around the city in golden Rolls Royces worth upwards of $1 million, or drive sparkling clean Ferraris and Lamborghinis. Heck, they even take their pet tigers out to play. Seriously, these stunning images are enough to make anyone jealous. What is the first thing that you would do if money was no object? Let us know in the comments. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for checking out The Richest. We'll see you next time.